the hedges and across the state. This is where the dogs play.
Man, is there going to be some property destroyed tonight.
I want us to go out and execute, do the things we got to do, play to our standard, and go play fast.
Dogs on top.
15-0. The Dogs have done it and won a second consecutive national title.
Of 134 teams, only a few remain.
And it's Etienne straight ahead. Touchdown! Touchdown! Dogs are SEC champions. Dogs have won it.
The Dogs begin this postseason against the most tradition-rich program in the sport.
They're big. Notre Dame's built that way. When you see how they play, you see the toughness they play with. They're built like an SEC team.
It's time to remind them that here, it just means more.
Snap, handoff, Frazier. Dogs win! Dogs win! This game is over.
Georgia.
Touchdown, Georgia!
Notre Dame.
To have two teams like this, it's going to be awesome.
Live from New Orleans, this is the College Football Playoff Quarterfinals. On the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network, welcome to play-by-play coverage of Georgia football. Bulldogs football is brought to you by Zaxby's, Famous Fingers and Sauces, Pruitt Health, Family Makes Us Stronger, Hoffman Financial Group, helping build your financial dynasty, Modelo Especial, brewed for full-time Bulldogs fans. Drink responsibly. And by Southeast Mortgage, the official home loan lender of the Georgia Bulldogs. Now to the Piedmont Healthcare broadcast booth. Alongside former All-American Eric Zier, here's the voice of the Bulldogs, Scott Howard.
Welcome back. Notre Dame running onto the field through flames and fireworks right now. Georgia about to hit the field. And let's pause 10 seconds. Station identification on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Either when it came out of his hand, but just came out of his hand high. We didn't have much room on the sideline anyway, so good incompletion there.
Peyton Woodring from the 31, a 41-yard try, near hash, kicking right. Stockton the holder. Ball is reaching, and it is good. 41 yards. Peyton Woodring, now 21 out of 23 this season, kicking that football through the uprights. Dogs are on the board first. It's Georgia 3, Notre Dame nothing with 12.
Get in on the tackle along with Smile Munden.
Mitch Jeter from 44 yards, far hash, kicking left. Snap is down, kick is up, and the kick is good. 44-yard field goal ties the game. Here in the Sugar Bowl, Irish on the board with their first three of the contest. 8:20 to go in the quarter and the half.
Definitely a defensive battle at the moment.
Well, here we go with Mitch Jeter. Ball's between the hash marks, kicking left, 48-yard try. Kick is on its way, and it is good. Got it inside close to the left upright, kicking it down to our left. And the Irish have a lead of 6-3 on the 48-yard field goal conversion.
The Dogs are still going to have a little bit of time left to see if we can get anything out of the remaining 38 seconds. Dogs with 2 timeouts.
Dogs huddle up on the 21. Now they break the huddle up to the 25. Send 2 receivers out to Stockton's left and 2 to the right. Etienne in the backfield with Gunner. Works out of the shotgun. Wilson with his right hand on the ball will snap it back to Gunner. Pressure from the corner. The ball is out. Ball is out. Notre Dame going to jump on it at the 13-yard line. Gunner Stockton got hit from behind with 33 seconds to go. Ball came out of his hands. Notre Dame has recovered a crucial fumble inside the red zone, and they'll have the ball with 33 seconds to go. They recovered it. Was that Tui Alamaka again? Yeah, he recovered it. And they're going to spot it down on the Georgia 13-yard line.
Boy, again, we just got beat. Our blindside tackle didn't even make contact with the Notre Dame defender, and he came and just chopped the football out. Gunner never even saw it. In the last 4 minutes of this first half, not going the way the Dogs want. Notre Dame knocking on the door again and get the ball coming out at halftime as well.
R.J. Oben beat Monroe Freeling around the corner. He's the guy that stripped the football, and then Tui Alamaka is the guy that recovered it for Notre Dame. So it's 1st and 10 at the Dogs 13 for the Irish here. After they just kicked the field goal, they get it right back in scoring position with 33 seconds left. Riley Leonard takes the snap, play fake, throws it into the end zone, and caught. Yep, touchdown.
Boy, quick strike there, another inside slant. Play fake that draws the Georgia linebackers out of the throwing lane. Easy pitch and catch right there. And Notre Dame, after a defensive battle, capitalizing on the turnover.
Third time we'd put the ball on the ground today. Second time we've lost it, and this time Notre Dame cashes in for a quick 7 on the 13-yard throw to Bo Collins, a senior 6'3 receiver. He beat Dalen Everett on that quick slant, middle of the end zones where he caught it. And that's only the third touchdown catch of the season for Collins. They'll try to tack on the extra point here with 27 seconds to go in the half. And the kick is up, and the kick is good, and Notre Dame.
Turnovers. Why can't we get the football off them? We got to the quarterback a couple times. Let's get the football off them. It starts with this drive, of course, but he also said he referenced a couple games this year. We've been here before. We know what it's like, and they haven't played the Dogs in the second half before.
And the second half is underway. Thanks, Shock. They'll kick it to Harrison. He'll return this one. And Harrison breaking away at the 20, getting to the sideline, to the 30, to the 40. Missed a tackle there, and he's going to take it all the way. Far sideline, going to return it all the way for a touchdown on the second half kickoff to start the third quarter.
Boy, just a disastrous start there from Georgia. Another really bad angle on a couple of attempted tackles. Woodring, the last one with a potential chance at getting him, just got outrun on the angle. And Notre Dame, the last 4 minutes of the first half, and now to start this, points right out of the gates, open up a huge lead on our Georgia Dogs.
98 yards on the kick return for Notre Dame. And the lead goes to 19-3 with the point after coming. Well, the one kick that didn't sail into the end zone, Notre Dame returns it, and boy, did they.
One thing Notre Dame's done a really nice job of are open field tackles. Frazier had all kinds of running room, just couldn't get past one person.
Gunner with a play fake. Oh, he's got Cash Jones wide open in the flat left side. He catches it at the 10, rumbles into the end zone. Touchdown. He fell over the goal line. He was losing his balance. Great hands by Cash Jones. He caught a dart from Stockton, and the Dogs are finally in the end zone.
Boy, I thought Cash Jones was going to drop that one as well. He ran a wheel route, and the Notre Dame secondary completely lost him. Gunner left nothing to chance there. Did throw a dart on that one. Probably could have put a little bit of air underneath it. But Cash somehow able to hold on to the football, and Dogs finally inch back into this one a little bit.
Well, that does take the sting out of Dylan Bell's drop a little bit.
That it does.
32-yard touchdown throw, Stockton to Cash Money Jones. Here's the extra point try. Peyton Woodring's boot is good. He sticks it up into the All-State net behind the goalpost to our right. All right, Georgia got in the end zone. Now we've got something dealing here. 20-10 is our score. Irish by 10. Dogs on the board with a long, good-looking drive, and we've got a timeout here in the third quarter. Our second half is brought to you by First Franklin Financial. Visit oneffc.com to learn more. New score in New Orleans in the Sugar Bowl. And this one will be, they'll spot it down on the 37-yard line on the far hash, kicking to our right. A 47-yard try for Jeter, right-footed kicker. Kicking it into the Georgia fans down to our right. Snap, hold, kick is away towards the uprights, and good. 3 more for the Irish. Jeter 3 for 3 today. And that makes the score Notre Dame 23, Georgia 10, with 13:47 to go in the game.
Well, good job there with the Dogs, bending but not breaking, holding the Irish to 3. A 2-touchdown game for the Dogs. So every drive now critical. Not a spot that the Dogs have been in so many times this season. Can we find the grit?
The Irish have the only points on a field goal. Georgia managed 53 yards in the quarter. Notre Dame 43, as Notre Dame will snap it. And the clock begins to tick down. 44, 43 seconds to go. They'll have to snap it one more time. Then they'll be making plans for the Orange Bowl to face Penn State in Miami. And on the other side of the bracket, it's Texas and Ohio State in the Cotton Bowl. Notre Dame snaps it one final time. Still 24 seconds on the clock, but it's going to be the ball game. Notre Dame was going to be a winner today. 23-10 over Georgia. They defeat the Dogs here in the Sugar Bowl and win for the first time in the series against the Georgia Bulldogs. Many of the Georgia players heading straight for the tunnel. They are headed straight for the tunnel across the way. There's a few that will meander to the middle of the field and shake hands with some of the Irish players, but the bulk of them are headed straight to the tunnel. They're moving the stage out for the trophy presentation or for Notre Dame, as they have won the game here 23-10. And Georgia's season comes to a close with a record of 11-3, an SEC championship, a playoff appearance, a loss in the Sugar Bowl. And now you start thinking, I'm sure all these guys, well, not the players, but the coaches' staff, immediately you start thinking about the next signing day and then spring practice, which is just a couple of months away. And the whole process begins all over again. And we'll wrap up our broadcast here as we begin our post-game coverage right after this. Our final score, Notre Dame 23, Georgia 10 here in the Sugar Bowl in New Orleans. Stay tuned. Post-game coverage straight ahead here from the Superdome. That's coming up next on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
All righty, so we will interview Coach Smart with DJ Shockley and pass that on. He will do that with Jeff and Kevin once we are off the air, and he's going to be able to do that while we wrap things up here in the booth, try to catch a plane home after a number of days here in the city that care forgot. You're listening to the Locker Room Show presented by Regions and the Governor's Office of Highway Safety. And Scott Howard, Eric Zier, our play-by-play team. Final thoughts on today and the season, if you like.
Well, in a whole, I thought it was a success. 11-3, the final record. You make a playoff appearance once again, and now you just you do your closing interviews or whatever the coaching staff does with players. There probably will be some more departures and some more additions, and you get ready for spring, and then August 30th will be here before we know it. That's when Georgia will open up next season against the Thundering Herd of Marshall in Athens. So another August start to another season coming up, and we'll all look forward to that during the off season. And in the meantime, let's all look forward to Georgia basketball, because we begin conference play tomorrow, Saturday afternoon in Oxford, Mississippi. So,
and our record is
12-1, best start in 94 years. So,
wow!
And SEC game number 1 on Saturday, and then Kentucky on Tuesday in Athens, and GeorgiaDogs.com for tickets for the next 2 home games, Kentucky and Oklahoma, both ranked in the top 25. So looking forward to basketball. For me, sad day for football, I know, and you hate to see the season come to an end without hoisting the trophy like we've done so many times, but that's the way it goes this year.
Yeah, let's fill the joint up for hoops.
Yeah, listen, tough day today. Ran into a buzzsaw in Notre Dame. I thought they played very well. We didn't have our best game. A lot of ups and downs this year. But for final thoughts on the last day of the season here, we'll end on a positive one. SEC champions. That's a very, very difficult goal to achieve, and it's a great accomplishment. So kudos to this team that just kept finding a way to come back, to find grit, to find the will to go win. And that's what I'm going to remember from this team, is so many times where everybody thought they were down and out, how they just found that something different deep inside of them to come back and do some pretty special things.
Very good, gentlemen. Another great season for the two of you. Z, you joined us in 2007, so this makes this your 18th season.
That's right.
18. Wow, fantastic. Scott and I wrapping up our 30th.
Is that that guy's name over there?
Yeah.
All this time.
I didn't know I was talking to Eric Zier, did you?
Having these conversations Saturday after Saturday. I never knew.
Yeah, all right, very good. Now let's take a Toyota look ahead. Visit your local Toyota dealers today. Toyota, let's go places well, really, our next time together will be this 2025 spring game whenever we schedule that. Then, as Scott mentioned, we will spring back into action for the real thing on August 30th. That's when the Thundering Herd of Marshall gallops into Athens to open a new chapter in Georgia football. As we put a bow on this campaign, our Dogs have provided ample good times, showing laudable toughness that led us to memorable triumphs. Let's not forget them, as Eric said, over number 1 Texas in Austin, number 2 Texas for the SEC championship, fellow CFP participants 7th-ranked Tennessee, and number 15 Clemson, not to mention beating Florida, Auburn, and an 8-overtime skewering of Georgia Tech. 11-3 is nothing to scoff at. First against the nation's toughest schedule, and especially with a backup quarterback leading the charge here in the season's denouement. So, Bulldog Nation, until our paths cross again, the Locker Room Show has been presented by Regions and the Governor's Office of Highway Safety. We have Hall of Fame kicker Kevin Butler and Bulldogs walking encyclopedia Jeff Dantzler waiting in the on-deck circle to take your calls next on Dog Talk Postgame. Thanks to our producer-engineer, Adam Gillespie, our studio producer, Luke Nadcarney. Chris Schiavone is my co-spotter, and for our play-by-play team of Scott Howard, Eric Zier, and DJ Shockley, this is Neil Hondo Williamson. Once again, our final score from New Orleans. Dogs drop one today to Notre Dame in the Sugar Bowl, 23-10. Till we meet again, God bless you, good night, and go Dogs.